Hello and welcome to the Geek Embassy Fangirls over Black Panther. I'm your host, Regina, and I'm here with Dante, Evan, Max, and Tahani. And we are going to really quickly go through some of our favorite points about the movie Black Panther, which if you haven't seen it, you need to go see it immediately.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like,
if you haven't seen it yet, what are you doing?
Yeah, where are your priorities, people?
I don't even watch movies, and I saw this one and liked it. So come on.
Yes.
You should have seen it at least 6 times by now.
Yes. So we have a whole podcast episode. We talked about this for an hour. So go check out the podcast episode available on iTunes, Stitcher, and Podbean. So go check that out. But we're going to just really quickly do some rapid fire questions about some of our favorites. So let's start with favorite character. And I'm going to start with Tahani. Who was your favorite character?
Oh my goodness. There were so many wonderful women, but the main Okoye?
Okoye, the warrior. Yep.
The warrior.
The lead warrior. Yep. With her spear, man. She did some damage. Gotta love it. All right, Crab.
Shuri, hands down, the sarcastic little sister who was a smart aleck all the way through. But was brilliant.
Yes.
Not just in her smart assness, but just in general.
Scientific.
Super intelligent.
Badass.
Intelligent, badass, and sarcastic.
Yes. Kind of the trifecta.
All
right, what about you, Evan?
I would say Okoye, but Tahani took her, so I'm going to go with my second choice, which would be Claw. I thought he was deliciously psychotic, and I enjoyed every single second of scenery that he chewed and spat out again.
Yeah. I just loved being able to see Andy Serkis's face.
Yeah, I know, right?
Circus.
It's quite
I love him.
precious.
It is. It's precious. Oh. All right, Dante, favorite character.
Michael B. Jordan has the keys to my heart right now. It's Killmonger.
Man, he was so good.
He was fantastic. Even when he cracked that little tear, that little one tear when he was talking to his dad. So heartbreaking.
That scene just stole my heart. And if you're watching this, please go check out that podcast episode. We have a whole conversation about the family dynamics in Black Panther, because it was so important how they play the family dynamics. So make sure to go listen to the podcast episode for that. All right. What about favorite line? I won't pick on you. You guys can just jump in. Favorite line.
Oh, man. This is a good one.
There's so many.
Every line is my favorite line. I think the one that made me have the most visceral reaction did not come in the movie. It came in the first after credits scene where T'Challa himself is giving a speech to the UN, and he says, in times of crisis, wise leaders build bridges, foolish ones build walls.
Oh.
Yep, I went there.
That was a good one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm down with that.
So poignant.
So poignant, right. So topical, and so timely.
Well, on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, one of my favorite lines was when T'Challa and his mother and sister were standing in M'Batu's palace room and having their little superhero monologue, or it's like, okay, we're going to go back, we're going to take the throne back, and M'Batu just interrupts all of it and says, "Are you guys done yet? You just finished." I was just like, that was so great. One of those meta things. It's like, okay, are you done with a superhero speech now? That was great. I'm pretty sure the entire
monologuing.
Quit monologuing. It's not your superpower.
All right, favorite line, Tahani.
I loved M'Baku barking at the elevator because that just made me so happy. And then on the opposite spectrum, it just broke my heart to hear Killmonger say, "Bury me in the ocean with my ancestors who jumped from ships because they knew death was better than bondage."
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes. Oh God. Goosebumps every single time I hear that.
I know. It's just so amazing. All right, Evan, favorite line.
Oh, I can't remember the exact wording of the line, but the part where T'Challa is speaking to his father and he tells him you were wrong to be the isolationist hiding our strength from the rest of the world where you could have been helping them. I thought that was just
the second time he sees him in the resurrection scene.
Yeah,
Yep.
and not even just the line, but like the look of heartache on his father's face as you can see that he recognizes that, yeah, he should have and didn't get to.
Yep. All right, Regina, what's your favorite line?
My favorite line is when Shuri says, "Oh, you brought me another broken white boy."
Another broken white boy to fix.
I just cracked up because I had just watched Civil War to be refreshed before I saw the movie, and so I was very keenly aware of the fact that Bucky had been brought to Wakanda, and so I knew that, and I knew that's exactly who she was referring to.
Yep.
And I wondered if he was going to come back up in the movie.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. All right, what was your favorite technology? This movie was heavy on the technology. What was your favorite Wakandan technology?
Pick me.
Save some for the rest of us.
Just one, only one.
Pun not intended. It is hands down Shuri's Panther laser gloves. Because I just want to walk outside with Panther laser gloves and just start wrecking people.
The ones that she was shooting from. Like, I didn't even catch until I saw the stills after the movie that the gloves themselves look like panthers.
Yeah, like they're panthers with their jaws open, like and they're shooting lasers out of their mouths.
Yeah,
that is literally everything I want in a weapon. So just buy me one for Christmas, please.
Yep.
Anybody on the internet?
Just to shoot bad drivers in front of you or something. People moving too slow at the grocery store. I mean,
road rage, a whole nother meaning.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. I'm going to take them to the shooting range. It's going to be great.
I don't know about that.
What about you, Evan? What was your favorite technology?
I'm torn. On the one hand, I really, really liked the way they did Claw's artificial hand. I thought that
Oh
was
man, that was great.
But I think the one I liked the most was their little flight simulator thing where you could sit in it and it would just create this holographic representation of any vehicle and you could just drive it from sitting there. I thought that was so cool. I want one. I would never drive anywhere again. I just sit in my living room.
Yeah, I loved how it was the scene in the car and then later the ship he was flying. That was awesome. Yes, we all need one of those. Yeah. All right, what about you, Max?
Mine's gonna seem a little less destructive than Dante's, but similar to Evan's. It was the messenger sand, they had when they were trying to somebody. And
the hologram telephone.
It was like a little nanite kind of thing.
Yeah, or you could send it to talk to somebody, or when they were sending out plans for the ambush in the jungle to get the person back. Yeah, just that living sand thing was just so cool for me. That was the thing they hit.
I approve.
Also, those baller apartments in Wakanda. Can I get a room in one of those baller apartments?
Yeah, please.
Come on, that'd just be so great.
All right, Tani, what do you have for favorite technology?
I really like the two things that mix the traditional in with this technology. The traditional blankets that also turn into a shield, and then Okoye's spear, like her original spear that was retractable in the scene with the wig.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought that was cool to see the traditional, and then in this world it also is new.
Right, yeah, exactly. Kind of the blending of both of them.
So much of that.
I am so shocked that none of you brought up what's going to be mine.
Yeah.
The sneakers.
Oh.
Can I just say, that's not the best line in the movie, but it is my favorite line of the movie.
It is a beautiful line.
It's a pun. How is it not your favorite line?
Of course it's my favorite line. Spoiler alert for those who haven't seen the movie. She invents some new boots for the Black Panther suit, and they completely absorb sound, so they're completely silent. And she looks at him and she says, "Guess what I called him?" And he says, "I don't know what." And she's like, "Sneakers." And then she just
and she cracks
up. She's so proud of that.
She does a little troll face at the moment. She's like,
"It was so
at me, bro."
Oh my god,
it was so good.
I could have walked out the theater at that point and just said, "That's enough for my money."
It was worth the money.
It was absolutely worth it. All right. Well, this was our fangirling moments of Black Panther. Please make sure to go out and check out our podcast at the Geek Embassy on Twitter or our website, the Geek Embassy. We're also available on iTunes, Stitcher, and Podbean streaming services. So make sure to go check us out. And until next time, everybody together.
Wakanda forever!
Wakanda forever!
Wakanda forever!
Cheers.